You know, nothing says special occasion like a standing rib roast. And what we're going to do right now is put together a roast so beautiful, it's going to knock the socks off of all your guests, and they're all going to think that you had it catered from the best steakhouse in town. So let's take a look at this piece of meat. Now, what we have here is called a standing rib roast, or AKA the prime rib. And it's a center cut, so it has the 3 center bones right in the middle, right? And there's about 9 bones on this whole thing from one end to the other. So it's actually quite large. But on this side, the eye gets quite small and it's a little fatty. On this side, the eye gets very gristly. All right, so the center cut is really beautiful, and you got plenty of food for somewhere between 4 to 6 people, and it's a great thing, really impressive when it comes out of the oven. And also the great thing about it, because it has the bones on top of it, it also acts as a natural roasting rack. So they're going to put it bone side down, meat side up, and now we're going to add some great aromatic vegetables to the bottom, so to really kind of pick up some beautiful aroma as the roast starts to cook. Now what we have are some great roots here. We got some parsnips. We're just going to chop these up into big pieces, and we're not really worried about eating these or snacking on them. They're going to roast. They're probably going to fall apart and disintegrate, but that's okay. They're really going to let the roast pick up some of that beautiful flavor. All right, so we got some parsnips. We got some carrots. All right, we got the carrots in here as well. Kind of scatter everything around. All right, we've got a red onion that we're going to cut in fourths, and we're going to leave the paper on. Again, it's just for the aroma. Beef really picks up some great flavors if you roast it with some really good vegetables while it's cooking. All right, we got some garlic here. We'll take the whole head, kind of drop it in, all right, just like that, kind of scattered around. All right, cool. Now, also on top of this, we're going to make a great rub for it, too. We're going to make an herb and horseradish salt crust to go on top of it. Now, this is a big piece of meat, so we want to make sure we season it and use plenty, because it's going to take a while for the salt to actually penetrate the center of the prime rib itself. So we got some great and very simple ingredients, right? We got 5 cloves of garlic. Take a look at this, because we're going to make a crust out of it, and if the pieces are kind of big, they're going to have a tendency to burn. So we're going to make sure we chop them up pretty fine. So how we're going to do that is start off the garlic like this, and we're going to take a little bit of kosher salt, and it's going to put it right on top. Then we're just going to take a couple of drops of extra virgin olive oil, and it's going to put it right in the center. Now, the salt is going to act as an abrasive to help grind the garlic up, and the oil is going to keep it in one place so it's not flying all over the cutting board. And then what we're going to do, again, take the knife from the side, and we're just going to rake it back and forth. Now, the great thing about the salt, it really just starts to pulverize the garlic right away, so this doesn't take very long. Now, if you're into keeping your fingers nice and clean, you can totally put this into a food processor and kind of grind it down. Me, I like to kind of keep the kitchen clean, so I'm only going to dirty up the cutting board. All right, cool. So once we get the garlic pulverized, what we're going to do is put this into the bottom of a bowl. All right, now to this, we're going to add probably somewhere between 1/4 of a cup and 1/2 a cup, so probably most of this jar, of prepared horseradish. And it's the same horseradish that you make Bloody Marys with, so you know you got some in the fridge. Now we're going to make a great seasoning mix. Now horseradish and prime rib are great buddies, so this is going to taste really delicious. We're going to take some salt, add probably 2 cups of salt to this. Now it looks like a lot, but again, you have to think about it. It's a big piece of meat we have to season as well. Now to this also, we're going to take some fresh herbs. Now we're talking about cool months. We're talking about fall and early winter. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take some stemmy herbs, right? We got some fresh rosemary. That's going to taste really nice with this. We also got some fresh thyme. That's going to taste really great. We're going to take all these needles off of the rosemary. Same thing with the fresh thyme. And make sure you use fresh. There's something about dried herbs that kind of have a muddy flavor to them. Then we're just going to take a knife, we're going to put it right through and chop them up a couple of times, just like that. Now we're going to take all these great herbs and fold it right into our salt. Then we're going to add just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil right on top. Then a couple of cranks of fresh cracked black pepper. All right, cool. Then we're going to take a spoon and stir the whole thing together. Bottom and the top, make sure we get all that great horseradish, all right? And you really want to mash it up, all right? Because you want it to actually kind of extract some of the essential oils from the herbs. So you really want to mash it up really good, all right? Just like that. So then we're going to take all this great crust, All right, we're gonna put it right on top and just kind of smooth the whole thing around. All right. Don't be shy with the whole thing. All right, so you know we got a big piece of meat to season. All right, just like that. Just kind of smash it up really good. All right, then we're gonna take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil again. We're gonna put it right on top. And we got the oven preset at 350 degrees. All right, it's gonna roast somewhere between like an hour and a half to 2 hours. All right, so we're gonna take the whole thing, drop it to the center rack, all right, and just kind of let it go. All right, just like that. All right, cool. All right, so here's the deal. It takes around 20 minutes a pound, and if you like it medium rare, it's probably gonna take around an hour and a half at 350 degrees. If you like it medium well, it's gonna take almost 2.5 hours. And the best way to tell is take an instant read thermometer, and we're gonna drop it right in the middle. All right, after this prime rib is actually rested for around 15 minutes, all right, so it's really great. All right, and what we're looking for is a beautiful internal temperature, about 140 degrees. I like it medium. I think medium is the best way to go. All right, keeps it nice and safe. All right, 140. All right, we're at perfect temperature. All right, what we're gonna do is take this whole thing out. Now, this prime rib has been resting, all right, for around 10 minutes, right? You wanna make sure you let it rest so all the juices redistribute back through. It's still gonna be piping hot, right? All right, and we are ready to carve this guy up. Now, you can do this a couple different ways, right? You can chop this up Flintstone style and actually cut a huge rib piece, or you can slice it as thin as you want, depending on how many people are coming by, right? How many other courses you're actually serving. Take a look at this. I'll take the prime rib and just cut some beautiful pieces. They start to melt and kind of fall apart. This is what I'm talking about, right? We got some great slices here. The whole thing starts to fall apart, and you get some beautiful prime rib. I got a great plate here with some sauteed green beans. All right, I'm just gonna pile this up, and ladies and gentlemen, you've got a showstopper of a holiday meal, and everyone's gonna think that you got it from the nicest steakhouse in town, but it really came from your own kitchen. You're gonna love it. Check it out.